We are Pokemon. We are Pokemon. We are the Pokemon.
Hello and welcome to another Punky Pocky Party. Today we're going to review Pager Punk, Adult Amber Pocky and Goddess Ruby Pocky. Enjoy the show.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, let's start by looking at the Pocky. So, as you can see, they both come in very, very nice packaging. These are kind of tube shaped, similar to what you'd expect in a nice bottle of whiskey or something like that. And I think that's what they're going for in these this kind of high quality Pocky. So let's start with this one. So you can see on the front it says Otona no Kohak, which means adult amber. Okay, and this one says Megami no Ruby, which means goddess ruby, or roughly translated anyway. So yeah, if you look inside, got a nice lid, and inside here both got very nice packaging. Always high quality packaging in these. Let's go through the kind of tastes you can expect. Okay, so first let's look at the adult amber Pocky. This has a more bitter and richer chocolate taste than regular Pocky, and it also has a real malt extract to give it an aroma of whiskey. So it's kind of designed to be eaten while drinking whiskey. Okay. As for Megami no Ruby, the pretzel stick core is flavoured with cheddar cheese, black pepper and cloves, while the bitter chocolate coating is infused with 3 types of berry flavours, making a collection of spicy, sweet and bitter notes that reflect the complexity of high quality red wine. Wow, that's really complicated. Interesting to see how that tastes. So
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
okay, let me introduce you to A Pager Punk. So they were formed in around the year 2000 in Tokyo, and let me introduce you to the members. So from right to left we got Ryo on guitar, Chiaki on lead vocals, Yuzo on drums, Seto on guitar, and on bass and vocals is Tsutomu. Tsutomu is really the leader of the band, I'd say. More on that later. Yeah, here we go, Pager Punk. So the first time I saw Pager Punk was in around 2014 at a festival in Hachioji called Matsuri, and I was immediately blown away by the energy and 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 intros and everything. But what really gave me joy was the entrance of Chiaki, the vocalist. So at the beginning of the gig, there's no vocalist on stage. Will he enter left? Will he enter right? No, he'll enter from the ceiling. So let's have a look at this. Just swinging there from a disco ball, as you do. Just too awesome, just too much fun. I love them.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay, it's time to taste the Pocky. So let's look at this one first. So Otona no Kohak, aka Adult Amber Pocky. Open the packet. These actually have quite an easy open. I noticed some Pocky doesn't have such an easily openable packet. Okay. So there are around 17 sticks inside each packet. And there are 6 packets, so I think that's 102 sticks of Pocky. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let's have a look. So you can see, very nice thin chocolate stick. Smell it. You can definitely smell kind of malty smell, a bit like whiskey. Not too much like whiskey, thankfully for me. Let's taste. Definitely bitter chocolate taste. Almost as thin as thin Pocky rather than regular Pocky. Maybe a little thinner. I might be imagining that. But definitely a more bitter and rich chocolate taste, as promised. Interesting. Okay, let's move on to this one. So Megami no Ruby, also known as Goddess Ruby. This one also has 17 sticks inside. So again, 102, no surprise there. Let's have a look at stick, very similar looking. Smell is, yeah, I can smell the berries. That's all I can smell. Let's taste. Also bitter chocolate, but not as bitter as before, maybe because of the berries taste. It's definitely very nice. Trying to catch the other flavours, but it's very subtle. Maybe if I just taste a stick. I've got a slight peppery, cheesy taste in the stick. But it is very subtle, you know. I'm not too sure if it's everything it says it is, but it's a very tasty Pocky. Please try it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4.
Let's talk about Arpeggio Punk. As you saw earlier, they have really exciting live shows and a super charismatic singer in Chiaki. But I think Tsutomu is the actual kind of leader of the band, and he's controlling all the chaos, especially with his 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 count-ins to each song, and it really defines their sound. And there are so many different types of 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, you wouldn't believe. Let's talk about albums. So first you have 2008 they released Forever Punk, 2010 Singer Punk, Fool's Punk Line in 2013 was the first album I bought, followed by 2017's Punk Day, that's the latest one. Not only do you get about 50 songs in each album, which is amazing, of course short hardcore songs, going to be a lot of them, but you also get this amazing booklet with each album. I kind of wish I hadn't bought Fool's Punk Line online now, because that means I don't get a booklet, I have to buy it again. So in here, as far as I can see, on this album we got lyrics in English and Japanese, so that's amazing. And on the latest album you get an even bigger booklet, and you got, yeah, again, lyrics in both languages, so that's really awesome. But not just that, but you got some of this artwork from Chiaki-san, and it's really, he's really talented. There's a lot of great stuff in there. Yeah, have a look at that. So it's real value for money with these albums. Great songs, great artwork, everything's great. So you should check them out for sure. I really recommend those albums, but I also really recommend seeing them live. And the next live show is on Sunday 19th of May. It's the Feeling Fellows 2019 festival at Ebisu Liquid Room. And there are so many bands playing. Arpeggio Punk, of course, Gorogoro, they're amazing, must be experienced. Yoda Colts I saw last week, they were very good. And Fucker is acoustic singer, and he's very entertaining. And here it's not in, well, it's in katakana, but it says Japonica Song Sun Bunch. And Japonica Song Sun Bunch is Chiaki's other band, and absolutely nothing like a Pager Punk. They have like saxophone and keyboard, and he dances like Michael Jackson or something. It's incredible. It just shows how talented he really is. So please check that out if you have a chance. It's at Ebisu Liquid Room on 19th of May. Okay, it's now time for the all-important tea dipping test. How very British we are. So, actually, to be honest, this one should be eaten with red wine, and this one should be eaten with whiskey. But firstly, I don't have any red wine in the house, and secondly, I'm not a big fan of whiskey. Ask my friend Steve-O, he was there, he'll explain. But why don't you try it? So, if you've tried these and you try it with whiskey or red wine, please write in the comments below and let me know your experience and if you think it's a good match. I'm just going to go with good old-fashioned British tea. So once your tea's ready, you must put it in a lovely mug. So I have a 7 seconds mug. So 7 seconds isn't the length of time you should dip these Pocky, because probably melt all the chocolate. Now 7 seconds is an amazing hardcore band. Been going for many years, and they recently announced that they are officially going to split up after many years. But so it's a very sad loss. But check out Kevin Second's acoustic stuff, because he's absolutely awesome. So let's have a try anyway. First we'll try the Adult Amber Pocky. Remember, not for 7 seconds. It's actually definitely a lot thinner because it melts very quickly. Just rolls off there. Not bad, not bad. Let's try the Goddess Ruby. This will be interesting because I'd like to try it without the chocolate. Give it a bit more of a dip. Bit nasty, but I've just sucked the chocolate off. Now you can taste the subtleties of the stick. Yeah, not bad. Double thumbs up from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it. Please give me a subscribe and give me a like if you liked it. Give me a like even if you didn't like it. And also please follow my Instagram. It's also called the Pocky Punk, and you can see all the latest Pocky pics and some gig stuff too. Please keep checking because there's 100 more pictures I still need to upload, and plenty of different Pockies from all over the world. So check that out, and see you next time.
何もなくただ転がってるぜ秋